Ukraine's Arseniy Yatsenyuk traveled to Washington, where he's seeking Western support from U.S. President Barack Obama. Yatsenyuk says his country is standing up against Russian aggression.
Mr. President, it's all about the freedom. We fight for our freedom, we fight for our independence, we fight for our sovereignty, and we will never surrender.
The Prime Minister says Russia must recognize that Ukraine can have ties with both the East and the West. He's urging Moscow to pull its military out of Ukraine's Crimean Peninsula. But time for a diplomatic solution is running out. Pro-Russian leaders in Crimea have picked this Sunday as their date for a referendum on whether to become a part of Russia. It comes as Ukraine accuses Russia of a military buildup along their shared border, something Moscow today denied. Mike Armstrong is in Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, for us tonight. Mike?
Well, Robin, we've already seen how easily Russia took over Crimea. The government here today made it pretty clear that if Russia ever wanted to take over more, it wouldn't have much trouble. There has been no question Ukraine is outgunned by Russia, but by how much is almost shocking. According to the new defense minister, Ukraine has only 6,000 combat-ready troops available. Russia has several times that in Crimea already. There is also fear of a military buildup inside Russia along its border with Ukraine. The head of Ukraine's National Security Council today saying 80,000 Russian soldiers are in the region on what were called planned exercises. Those troops should have left the border 5 days ago, he says. They have not been withdrawn. Now, in Crimea, the standoffs continue. Ukrainian soldiers holding out inside military bases surrounded. At a press conference today, a member of the pro-Russian government said Ukrainian soldiers who don't switch allegiance after the independence referendum Sunday will be considered illegal armed formations. He says they will be given the possibility of returning to Ukraine, but will be expected to leave their weapons behind. NATO surveillance planes are in the air, monitoring the situation, but from afar. They took off from the UK and Germany, but will only fly over NATO member countries, Poland and Romania. They won't enter Russian or Ukrainian airspace. There is tough talk from the European Parliament, the president calling on Russia to cease preparations to annex Crimea.
We don't want to see 1 century after the First World War exactly the same kind of behavior of countries annexating other countries.
On the streets of Kyiv, there are hopes an escalation can be avoided. Artists from 40 countries sent pieces appealing for peace. One woman calling on both sides to wake up.
This is the future of our children. Please don't sleep. Please do something.
Now, finding out how weak this country's military is can't give anyone here much confidence, but one analyst says it is very intentional. It's not something you'd normally do when facing a threat, but it tells the West how desperate Ukraine is for help, and it tells Russia that it has no military intentions, no aspirations of taking Crimea back by force. Robin?
Mike Armstrong reporting tonight. Thanks, Mike.